make a fold like that. This will be the top of our load. The bottom's down here, and then it just gets folded in from there. And I'll take time and make it nice and pretty. And I'm in a hurry, it doesn't always look this nice.
Diapering a child.
Yeah. Bundle them up to get down the snow.
I can play down there, I guess. There you got a nice, presentable looking package. You have a loop here. Almost looks like a rope that you'd rope cattle with. You got an eye-spliced Honda there. And all you do is set your first one down tight. And that's the name of the game. Every rope you ever tie in this business has to be tight, because it will get worked loose sooner or later going down the trail. And just for demonstration purposes, that won't be as tight as it needs to be. If I were to suck this really tight, you'd get a really funny looking package. Sometimes, that's what you're packing. That's the way it winds up being. In guide school they tell you to make it really pretty. When you're out on the trail, it's not always the case. But make this one look nice. That was a half hitch I just threw in. I throw everything in my half hitches from the bottom to the top. There's one. Here's the other half hitch, again from the bottom. It's nothing too special. There's only one actual knot on the whole package. I'll pull that in just a moment. There's two half hitches. And I'll go around the bottom and up the back of the load. And then my knot gets tied in right up here. And this knot will suck those half hitches even tighter. More or less, there's a lot of different knots people tie. Quick releases. Mine's not exceptionally quick release, but it won't ever come out, ever. On the trail, that is. There I've got my knot. I put a half hitch over my loop just for extra security. And then I'm going to make coils out of this, do something pretty with it. A lot of people do all kinds of crazy things, wrap it all over, tie a bunch of knots. The best way I found is to just do a couple of coils till you've got your rope all used up. And then I make a nice little loop through here and put it up nice. That's a little more presentable going down the trail. There's our setup. I'm going to put my load up. I'm going to want it up nice and tight to these D-rings up here. I don't want it sagging down low. However, the lower it is, the less likely your saddle is to roll. These are pretty well balanced loads, 50 pounds to the side. I can put them up nice and high, and that'll be a lot more comfortable for my mule. Got my slack down here, I can pull on that, and it'll feed that across. And I can really suck that down tight by rocking it back and forth. I don't want to go too tight right away, because I do have to get my slack in there. Tie that slack through. I'll probably put a little tighter, just because you can never have something too tight. The knot's really quick. I've got a loop there. Here's my slack. And I'll just pull that through. And that's a pretty quick knot. I mean, I can yank on that and the knot's out. So because I can yank on that, I'm going to want to put a half hitch over my loop. And now I can pull on this and the knot won't come undone. And then your slack here, again, there's a lot of different ways of doing it. People do just like I did on my Manny tarp. They'll coil this up. That's fine in some instances, but this is a lot of rope. So I'm going to coil it up around my D. And then I don't have to touch it again until I'm done packing for the day. I can use my slack right here to adjust. Tie a quick knot in that. Especially if I were using heavier loads, I wouldn't go quite as far as this. I'd get my knot tied really quick, and then I'd move quickly over to the other side. Because as you can see right now, this saddle is already trying to roll. I got 50 pounds on one side and 0 on the other. A barrel hitch. You have a loop in the front and a loop in the back. Just pulling it through the D's. Tying myself up again. Again, you want a longer load for doing this. I can make it work. Carry loads going on sideways. Your loops come over. You feed your slack through from the front first. And then you feed the slack in the back. Now we don't have to worry much about our saddle rolling. There, kind of just like a barrel. And there's a lot of different ways of tying this up. We have a packing ring down here on our cinch. Your riding saddles don't have that. And you can go through your packing ring first and up, or you can just go straight up if you don't have enough rope. People take a lock on it sometimes. And by that I just mean they'll come underneath and around the top. And they can suck that slack up here really tight, and that'll really make everything tight. I don't typically do that. I do it simple. I have very few reps going down, just down the ring and back up. You want what's simplest, because if you have a lot of knots and rope going everywhere, it takes a long time to undo everything. So if I were just packing 50 pounds, I would just do a quick slip knot up top, just like I did on my basket hitch side, half hitch in it, and then I tie my slack up on the D's. And then that's about it. There's a crash course in packing.